Hello, hello, hello. Julie coming in here live with a little something I want to share with you today. I want to talk about something that came up for me this week that I think maybe some of you women may relate to. Let's see. I received a client testimonial the other day that brought tears to my eyes, okay? And yes, it was because of all the things that she said, but what really caught my attention was what happened inside of me while I was reading it, okay? Here's the thing, even after all the years of working on myself, my own personal growth, right? I could still feel some old stories, some old conditioning showing up for me, right? Things like, don't get a big head, don't get too full of yourself, or don't be conceited, don't be arrogant, or don't think you're better than anyone else, right? All the things I heard growing up. And then I noticed something else. I immediately wanted to compliment her back, right? Because that's been my go-to way of being whenever I feel uncomfortable receiving something or receiving what someone is saying to me or about me, especially if it's a compliment, okay? So my question is, have you ever noticed yourself doing that? Someone says something kind about you, and instead of letting it land on you, you brush it off, right? You explain it away. You make a joke, or you change the subject, or you immediately turn the attention back to them, okay? For example, like I remember a conversation like this not too long ago. I heard a woman say to another woman, "That's a lovely dress that you're wearing." And she says, "Oh, this old thing, I got it on sale at Target. It would probably look better on you. You have such a nice figure." I was like, whoa, she didn't even say thank you. But why do we do that, right? That's what I want to talk about today, because I don't think it's really just about the compliments. I think it's something deeper than that for us. I think so many women have spent decades learning how to give, right? Give their time, give their energy, give their attention, their support, their love, their care. But very few of us were ever taught how to receive, right? Receive help or appreciation or rest or even acknowledgement or love. Receiving our own value even. And after years of focusing on everyone else, something happens to us, right? We become so good at seeing what everyone else needs, we stop seeing what we need or even ourselves clearly, okay? We start looking at ourselves through the lens of what's wrong or what's missing, right? Or what we haven't done or what we should be doing better or where we've fallen short or who we've disappointed maybe, or maybe what still needs to be fixed, right? And we become so good at seeing our flaws, but we're a complete stranger to our own gifts, right? And because we practice that way of seeing ourselves for so long, it starts showing up everywhere in our lives, right? We don't receive even our own feelings, right? We explain them away. We don't receive even our own desires, right? We talk ourselves out of them. We don't receive our body's wisdom. This is a big one. We override our body's wisdom all the time. And we don't receive compliments. We dismiss them. We don't receive our own worth. We keep trying to earn it. And after years of doing that, we slowly lose touch with ourselves. I know that's what happened to me. But it's not all at once, and it's just little by little. It sneaks up on you. Until one day we look around, we realize we've become really good at taking care of everyone else while feeling completely disconnected from ourselves, okay? And as I continued to read this testimonial, I wondered to myself, what if we could see ourselves through the eyes of someone who loves us, okay? Someone who really sees our heart, our intentions, our strength, right? Our kindness, our resilience, our impact, right? What would they say, right? And then another thought came to me. The person who needs to see us that way mostly isn't our partner, our husband, or our children, or even our friends. It's us. we need to see ourselves through the eyes of love. Because no amount of praise or validation or approval from anyone outside of us will ever feel like it's enough until we give it to ourselves, right? We have to stop withholding that from ourselves, okay? So one of the things this client wrote that touched me the most, honestly, wasn't actually what she said about me. No, it was what she said about herself. She came into our work together, into the Coming Home program, thinking she wanted help navigating her upcoming retirement, okay? But what she found was herself. She wrote, quote, "I am practicing self-love first every day." I was like, wow, think about that, right? Not self-improvement, not trying harder, not becoming somebody else, but self-love first every day. What would that be like? She talked about waking up excited, protecting her happiness, right? Living more in the present moment. Hey, Cindy, thanks for watching. Living more in the present moment, right? Creating her days intentionally, right? And that is what happens when we stop abandoning ourselves, right? When we start reconnecting with ourselves, right? Because we're finally allowing ourselves to see what was valuable, worthy, and beautiful all along, right? That everyone else could see that we couldn't. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why I created my reset, this Calm Your Ass Down reset that's coming up. Because what I know about women, we don't need more information, okay? We don't need another book or a podcast or another strategy. We need space to slow down, right? To get quiet, to hear ourselves again, right? To notice the patterns that have been running on autopilot for decades. You know, that knee-jerk reaction to, downplay a compliment. That's a habit, right? So we need space to reconnect with the woman underneath all of our conditioning, okay? Because when you slow down long enough to hear yourself, everything begins to change in your life. And I'm proof of that. And my clients are too. So you stop looking outside yourself for answers, right? You stop second guessing yourself. You start trusting yourself again. And you start hearing that small voice that's been there all along, just waiting for you to listen. Okay. So if you have been feeling off, disconnected from yourself, if you've been overthinking everything, doubting yourself, questioning yourself, or looking outside yourself for answers, I'd love to invite you to join me for my next Calm Your Ass Down reset. It's coming up on June 29th. And for 4 days, we're going to slow things down, calm the noise, help you reconnect with the wisest voice you will ever hear. And it's not mine, it's yours. Okay? So if you'd like details, if you're interested in checking it out, comment reset below this video and I'll send all the details to you and the registration link. It's completely free. And I'd love to have you join me if this resonates with you. Okay? So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Much love to you.